Hi Crafty Friends, Lacey here, Cheeky Bum. So today I am going to show you how I turned the Scrap Diva 3D egg carrier into a box. It's a pretty simple box, but it's really cute, and I'm in a bow swap and it has bows on it, and so I'm just gonna make it. I've had multiple people ask me for a tutorial and I just haven't done it yet since like April, so I'm getting to it and I want to make this for a bow swap, so it's perfect timing. So I am gonna be like magnetizing it. I think I'm gonna add a bow on both sides. I was gonna use some bow paper, but I decided not to. I'm gonna use a Maggie Holmes collection instead, but I'm gonna walk you through it. So we are gonna start out. You need one base piece and your mat for it, and then you need two of the side pieces, just like this, and then you're gonna want an outside mat piece and an inside mat piece. So this one's not Maggie Holmes, but it matched. I wanted to bring out some greens. So I'm going to put this on the inside, this on the outside, and we have this. You're also going to need acetate. So I have 2 pieces of acetate. Mine measure 2 1/4 inches by 4 5/8 of an inch, and it just kind of fits in there perfectly. And the matte piece goes over it really nicely. So you're going to need 2 of those. I'll link what I use down below. I get mine on Amazon, and it's thin but not too thin, but not too thick. It's like for perfect consistency, or I feel. For your side pieces, I mean, we're going to get into it, but you need 2 pieces that are 3 inch by 3 1/4 inch, and I'll go over the scoring and everything, and 2 matte pieces that are 2 3/8 by 2 7/8. But that's all put aside. We are gonna work on the base piece first. What I like to do is, you know how when you do a die cut, sometimes you'll get like a little lip on here. I just like to take my bone folder and like flatten all of that out. It's really easy to do. I don't know, I just don't like that ridge, so I just kind of smooth it all out. And it doesn't get it perfect, but for me it works good. Just so when I get like I go to layer pieces on and stuff, it has like a nice flush surface. You can't see it from the other side, but that little lip ridge is gone. Okay, so once I have that done, we're gonna put together the base piece first. I'm trying to remember how I did this. So you don't want to do the inside mat right away. You want to do we want to do this first? You know what, let's do, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I made it. Let's do the outside mat first. Outside mat first, which is just kind of simple because all the magnets and acetate are going to go on the inside, so it's not messing up your outside. So yeah, we'll do outside first. So you're just gonna be gluing your matte pieces on to the fronts of your box. Okay, so now that you have those, let's zoom out a little bit more. So once you have those down, we are gonna do the base piece. So you can mat the bottom inside if you want as well. I'm not gonna, or do I want to mat the bottom on the inside but not the bottom? I haven't decided yet, but that's fine. We are gonna glue this. So we want this lip on the inside, obviously. You don't want that to show. And I'm just, again, using just regular like 65-pound cardstock. I'm not using 110. You could use 110 if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. And you want to glue it like just up to that score line. You don't want to go past it because you want it to be able to bend nicely. You know what I mean? Again, if you are not a glue girly, if you're more of a double-sided tape girl, like, you are more than welcome to use whatever you want. It's gonna work. It's not really gonna matter. So we're gonna attach this side as well. Okay, so now that we have that done, before we mat like the inside and stuff like that, yeah, we have to decide, do we want to mat the inside or not? Do we want to mat, well, actually I think this has to go in last because we're gonna have these pieces. But what we can do is add our magnets. I'll link these magnets down below. I just get these on Amazon. They work out great for me. Yeah, I have no complaints. So you're gonna need 2 sets. So you're gonna need four magnets. Come on. Sometimes they come off really nicely, sometimes they don't. So you have to decide where you want them. I think in this one, you can kind of see the outline of the magnets right here. See, this one's a little close to that edge. So you really kind of want it right in the middle there. So I'm gonna do one side first. So I think I want my placement right around there, and that should give me enough room around the mats. And I just use this glue. You can use E6000 if you want. I just find that once I like let it dry and I put my mat over it, there's just no need for it. So this is just what I do. E6000 also takes longer to dry. So we're gonna let those dry. While we're letting those dry, we can put on our acetate pieces. So again, our acetate is 2 1/4 by 4 5/8. And it's up to you if you want to glue or tape it. I'm just gonna glue it. It doesn't have to be perfect because it is going to be covered up by a mat. You don't want to go too wide. I don't like to go too close because I don't like to get glue on the acetate at all. Just drop it down like that. Again, because the inside mat will cover it, so I mean, you don't have to mat the inside, but I do. See, like I have glue over on the other side that came out, and I hate that. I mean, at least with acetate, once it dries, you can really rub it off and get all that glue off. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's still a pain in the ass, right? Just try to remove as much as I can. I got a Kleenex here before it dries, but it will just kind of like pill up. But we're gonna let that dry, and then I'll clean that up. So yeah, be careful, especially the corners. Seems like that's where it likes to get the most. Where'd my other piece go? There it is. After it's all dry and stuff, I also like to just take like a lens cleaning cloth, like a glasses lens cleaning cloth, and wipe off all, like, you know, fingerprints and stuff like that as well from my acetate. I try to keep it as clean as possible. Sometimes it's really hard. Glitter gets stuck to everything, gets stuck to acetate, but it cleans off nicely. Okay, so this needs to dry. So we're gonna put that aside and let that dry, and we are gonna work on these pieces. So you need these are the sides. You need 2 pieces that are 3 by 3 1/4, and you're gonna score it at a fourth of an inch on 3 sides, leaving one of the short sides not scored. And we're also going to need our scissors. And you're just going to cut off that extra little bit. So you're going to cut off your corner so it just folds easier. Just like so. We're going to fold in our score lines. Oops. So I didn't cut mats, a whole lot of mats. So I think that I'll probably still end up matting the inside. So like this one, I matted all sides. So I matted the bottom, I matted the whole inside. So I'll probably end up doing that as well. I guess I should have done it to begin with. I don't know if I'll have enough of this green because this came out of a 6x8 pad. But I should, I think, have enough of the butterfly. I don't know. We'll see after I get it put together because the mats don't really matter yet. I mean, you can do the mat, like the outside mat first. But the inside mats, you're going to want to wait because you want to be able to see where it's all going to line up. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. I know what I mean. Because you want your inside mats to cover these flaps. That's what I mean. Okay, so this needs a little bit longer to dry. I really don't want to, I don't want these to move on me, even though they're getting stuck there. But we're gonna set this aside for a minute. I guess we can put the outside mats on these pieces. So if you're using anything directional, you're gonna want to be careful with, you know, directional, but I'm not. And these mats aren't going to be like exactly perfect. I thought they should, I mean, technically they should be, but like, you know, when you fold stuff over, it just doesn't always, you know, fold perfectly. Is it just me? Is it just my scoring? But I mean, you could double mat it if you wanted to do that too. That just seems like that's a lot of work, double matting. I love the looks of double matting, but I try not to worry about the bottom too much. I try to, like, you know what I mean? Your eyes go to the top definitely first of anything you do. That's where my eye always is drawn. So I'm gonna get glue everywhere, but this is why I like this glass top, because it just wipes off so easily. I put way too much on. I just filled up my glue bottle and now it wants to just squirt all over the place. All right, let that dry. See, like my scoring is off. We'll fix that in a minute. Let's just try to get this somewhat. I feel like my scoring has been off for a while now. I don't know if I need a new scoreboard or what. Does anybody ever feel like that? There, we fixed it a little bit. It'll be fine. All right, so we're gonna let this dry for another minute and we'll come back. Okay, so now that these are dry. What we're gonna do, this is how I do it. I know everybody could probably do it differently, but I just like to put just a little, like just a dab of glue on the back of the magnet, and I hold it up to where I want it to be. So I'm just gonna line these up and kind of press, and it leaves a little glue mark over here of where I want to put those magnets, just like that. I'm just gonna just take them off and pop them over like that. And we're gonna let that dry. Okay, so let's start on our sides now. I think this is a good time to start on the sides while this is still drying. I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did, you know, with the bottom piece. This glue comes out so fast. I'm gonna make a mess. Such a mess. I shouldn't have filled up my glue bottle so much, I guess, or it's a new bottle that I filled it with, so I don't know if it's just extra like runny today, but it just wants to be messy. Light-handed. All right, so before I glue on these sides, I'm gonna, this just like I said, just a lens cloth. I am just gonna wipe down the inside of my acetate because it'll just be harder to do once I have it all together. The outside, it will be easy. All right, so I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think of how I did this last time. Pretty sure I did the sides, and I put, because I want to be able to cover these with the inside mat. So this side is more dry than this side, so we're going to start on this side first. So I guess technically you could have done the inside mats on that side because they don't have tabs on them, so they would have been covered, but that's okay. I like to work like this so I can really get my tab flat than like setting it up like this. I just make sure that, you know, my tab is coming all the way to the edge, and then I just really get in there and make sure that it's as flat as I can get it. I'm gonna do the same thing to this end. Now we're gonna do this side. I'm gonna do both of these just because I do have like a little bit of wiggle room, and because like it'll be harder to get to now that I have one side completely done. That makes sense. Alright, so now you have your box like this. So I'm gonna, I should have done this later, but that's okay. I'm gonna attach my bottom piece, and I'm gonna cut the same piece. So I'm gonna end up cutting this piece twice so I can do the inside of the box as well. Okay, so I cut my matte pieces for the inside. I didn't have enough of the green gingham, but that's okay. We're gonna bring the butterflies to the inside, and you know, we're just gonna glue it together. So I guess the bottom you definitely want to do after you put the sides on, because it'll cover the tabs. But the sides, the tabs are actually on the front and back, so you could do the side pieces before attaching them, and it would make it easier. But you know, we live and we learn, and we don't always do things like we should, right? So I'm gonna try to get this in as equally as I can, but it is the inside. Is anybody gonna care if my mat is perfect or not? Probably not. Do I care? Yes, a little bit. Oh, it doesn't want to slide. Let's see, what can I do? What can I do? I can peel this up. I think I still have time. I mean, mistakes are mistakes. You live and you learn with paper crafting. I feel like sometimes things work out, sometimes not so much. All right, I can move it. See if we can get it aligned a little bit better. I still don't think it's a little bit better, but it is what it is. And the sides should be pretty simple, because I'm just going to put it on its side and place them in like that. Perfect. So we have the bottom, we have the sides. Now it's going to be these sides. So what I did with these ones, because I want a good adhesion, and I want, like, I'm going to end up probably like rolling these a little bit, because see, look at they're going to bow a little bit, right? So they're going to come in. So I want there to be a good stick. So what I did is I'm going to be using red line tape and glue, like a combo. Just because like these sides are thin, I want it to be able to really stick to the acetate and stuff like that. So all right, so this is what I'm kind of left with. I know it looks a little crazy, but that's okay, because we're going to be adding glue on top. I just wanted to reinforce some areas that I thought might need that extra bit of stick. Yeah, that's why I did it. You could probably not, like, I don't think it's a must do, but again, I just want to make sure it sticks. I'm going to put glue along the bottom. I probably will kind of dot it just a little bit along where I have the tape, but mainly in the spots that I don't. So I know I need, you know, some glue up there because I have the magnets. Don't forget this little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of insert it like this so that I can see through the window. I'm just gonna So I'm gonna give it a quick press everywhere, but I really want to focus on the top where the magnets are. So this will, everything lays down pretty nicely, but up here you're gonna have to see some like air bubbles. So you have to really, I know it's not a great angle and it's gonna be hard to see, but you really need to try to flatten around those magnets as much as possible. And if you see a little bit of the outline, it's not a big deal, but you just want to make sure that your paper is just not going to pop up around it. And I think the red line tape really does help with that. I pick it up and look at all my edging just to make sure that it's down really nice. And that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Make sure that you're not closing your magnets while your paper is wet because it can like pull through a little bit. So you want to make sure your magnets are dry before, you know, closing them. So now I'm going to do this side. All right, so now I have the inside all glued, all dried, and I was playing around with my bow and decided where, like, if I wanted, where exactly I wanted to put it before I curled. So you're going to end up curling these bits, but I got glue on this bow. So if you haven't found one of these yet, they're just called gum erasers or adhesive erasers. You can get them at the dollar store. I've seen them at Michael's, anywhere, like, but they're in like the artistry section, like colored pencils and stuff like that. But it gets glue off. See? So if you ever get glue on your acetate or your metallics, it usually just will rub right off, or you can take one of these and just get it off. So if you ever have glue on anything, it's easy to come off and will make your projects look so much nicer. And like I said, I always leave a lens, like a glass lens cloth in my craft room to wipe up any, like, just shine up, so like, you know, on my acetate or on my metallics, just to get all the fingerprints off. But anyway, I want to show you. So you're gonna take like a bone folder, like I have this one, but this one is rounded, so I really like to use that. And you're just gonna like gradually kind of give this a little rounding. So that's why I wanted to glue this down first. Like it's gonna be like minimal, but you want the magnets to be able to connect, and right now they're not because it just needs some more bowing. Let's see if this one will work better. See, I just don't get the curve as much as I do with this one. And you want to work slow and in little strokes so that you're not bending your paper too much, and you're just gonna keep going, and you'll slowly get there. Okay, so I really had to work and do some bending. So I see where I kind of messed up. So I put these magnets a lot lower, and on this one I put it on like the bigger part, or like the higher part of the bow, and where that hits, it's better, because see down here, like that bow has a hard time connecting. Like the bottom part of the bow just doesn't want to like touch. It automatically wants to like pull away. So what I had to do is really kind of bend this bow head back some and really work it in. And that's my mistake. But see, now it's fine. And you know, like this will be covered up, so you're gonna have your bow on like this, so it's gonna cover up kind of that wrinkling from manipulating it. This one I hadn't done it yet, or I hadn't put this bow on yet, so I shouldn't get that much wrinkling. I could always give it a slight like curve before I go to glue it on. So I'm gonna put a bow on both sides. I did pop these up on foam so they're dimensional, except for the base. That one's glued down flat because I wasn't quite sure how it was gonna sit. And I had done that on this one too. So what I'm gonna do, I already prepped this. So I'm gonna just take this glue off, or tape off, not really glue. Gonna give it a really good press, and see, that covers up most of that. So yes, if you're watching this before you do the gluing, I mean, it will work. You just have more manipulation. So I do think that the magnet should be a little higher up. I was just trying to get away from the edge, but I didn't take into consideration the angles. So your magnet, you do want closer. I mean, and there is enough edge to cover it, but instead of putting it on the lower part of the bow or in the more in the middle, you definitely want it on the higher inside. But with some manipulation, you can get it there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other bow and get my box all decorated. All right, so here's the box. You can decorate it however you want. I'll probably add some butterflies to it. You can put in so much into this. So I'll probably put all my little bow embellishments, but they're so cute and so really easy. I think that they're pretty easy to make. It's just really waiting for glue to dry and stuff like that. But these boxes are just too cute, and you can put so many different things in it. I like that it has, you know, the window so you can see what's inside, and yeah, they're just so cute. If you have any questions, let me know below. I'll link everything that I used down below. If you want to save 10% on Scrap Diva, you can use my code CheekyBum to save yourself 10%. And yes, happy crafting. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will answer everything that I can, and I will link everything down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.